When my husband told me he had been offered the promotion of a lifetime, the only catch was leaving our entire life behind for a small town I had never heard of. I gave up my career, my friends, and the city I loved, gladly, because I believed in him and the future he promised. It would be a full year before I learned that the real reason we left had nothing to do with the story he told me. What that move cost me was something I'm not sure Tom ever understood. I had spent years building a career I loved and was good at, good enough that a promotion of my own had quietly been promised. I had a close circle of friends I'd known since my 20s, the kind of women who show up with wine the moment your week falls apart. I had the city where I had grown into the person I wanted to be, and one by one, I handed it all over without a fight. Because Tom said this new role would change everything for us, and I loved him enough to believe his future and mine were the same. So we moved 300 miles from everyone I knew into a quiet town where I had no job, no friends, only long days building a home around a career I kept waiting to take shape. The one bright spot, I told myself, was that Tom's mother lived a few streets away. Family close by would be a comfort while I found my footing. The loneliness was only temporary, I decided. Once his new role arrived, we would finally have the life he had described. But the months kept passing, and that role never arrived. Whenever I asked about the promotion, Tom gave me something vague about timing and restructuring, then changed the subject. He spent more and more evenings and weekends at his mother's, while I sat alone in a town that still felt like a stranger's, lonelier than ever. And still, I stayed patient, trusting he was working toward the future we had given everything up for. The truth found me a little over a year later, at a dinner with Tom's coworkers. Making small talk, I mentioned how stressful the whole promotion process must have been for him. The man looked at me, confused, and said he had never heard of any promotion. Tom had transferred to the local branch by his own request, and to the same position he'd always held, his own idea from the start. There had never been a promotion at all. No new role, no opportunity, no brighter future. Only a husband who wanted to live closer to his mother, who knew I would never tear my life apart for that reason. So he invented one I could never refuse. I did not make a scene, and I did not confront him on the drive home, because I needed time to take it in. He had not merely lied about a job. He had looked at everything I was, my work, my friendships, my city, and decided all of it was worth less than living a few streets from his mother. So in the weeks that followed, calmly and without asking permission, I began taking my life back. I called my old company, and they were glad to have me again. It turned out I really was as good as I'd believed. I reached out to the friends I'd left behind, and they welcomed me as though I'd never gone. And I told Tom I was returning to the city he had lied me out of, and that he could stay exactly where he had always wanted to be. He had built this entire life to be close to his mother, and in the end, that was exactly the life he was left holding. The two of them in a small, quiet town, while I went back to becoming who I had been before I agreed to disappear for him. The strangest part was discovering the city was still there, and my career, and the friends who had waited all along. Every piece of the life I thought I'd lost, still sitting right where I had left it. I still wonder whether Tom ever felt any guilt for what he made me give up, or whether he convinced himself it had all been harmless. Would I have gone at all if he had simply told me the truth? And if your husband asked you to leave your whole life behind for his, would you have trusted him the way I trusted mine?